Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I made a video. I'm really awful at keeping up with my YouTube. So I know it's been a hot minute since you heard from me, but today I wanted to talk about this book that I just finished. It's called The Three Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth. And it's a new age kind of spirituality type book, and it's by Dolores Cannon. And so Dolores Cannon was famous for doing I guess you'd call it past life regression, although it was sometimes more than that, as I'll get into as I talk about this book. But she did past life regressions, and she did human lives, which is kind of like part of this book. But she also did like a lot of alien lives, past lives, or lives of people who were supposedly like light beings of some kind rather than humans before they came here. And the explanation for this is that these aliens or light beings, being more advanced than us humans, they come here sometimes to help teach the rest of us the way, I guess. Kind of like you would assume spiritual teachers and things like that might be some of these aliens or light beings. So that part's really fascinating. I don't know for sure if that's true or not, obviously, but I find it fascinating. I've always found past life regressions interesting. I always wonder like where those stories come from, if they're not real, if those people, did they see a movie or read a book, or is it just their imagination filling in stuff? So I always did wonder about that. I know that they say if the hypnotist gives a lot of suggestions that maybe that kind of sparks the person making stuff up, but I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, that part of it was really interesting. And honestly, I've always thought when I read books about past life regressions and they would talk about aliens and how the aliens, from the minute they're born into this world, they feel like they don't belong, and they just don't fit at all into this planet. And I've always felt that way personally, so I always wonder like if that's true, if I was an alien, because like I definitely feel like I never belonged on this earth. I don't like the way things work. I don't like the way people treat each other. I don't like the way the governments work. I don't like religions very much. I'm like allergic to just about everything. So obviously if evolution is a thing, my bloodline didn't evolve very well because I'm allergic to pretty much everything, and I can't stand being in the sun very long, which it seems pretty bad if you're born on this earth that like the sun makes you sick. But anyway, so the first like 2/3 are about these past life regressions, and then the last third of the book is about her concept of the new earth, which most of the information for the new earth also came from past life regressions she had done. But the concept of New Earth, some of you have probably heard of this. It's this idea that, we're awakening, like all of humanity is awakening, and we're entering a new age. A lot of people kind of tie it to the Mayan 2012 thing, believing 2012 would be the end of the world, which actually supposedly it wasn't really the end of the world, but 2012 was supposed to be the end of the world as we know it, I guess, and going into a new kind of world. So a lot of spiritual new agey type people think that we're evolving, and eventually I guess if we get our frequencies high enough and our vibrations high enough, that we'll like create this new earth, and we'll just, I guess, like wake up there someday, rather than being here. And in the book, Dolores, the entities that she talked to during these past life regressions always told her that we wouldn't know when it happened, or we might not know when it happened, and that the people who are left behind wouldn't know what happened. So I'm thinking, like, how would we ever know if we evolved if we're not going to know when we evolve, and the people left behind aren't going to know that we left, or they're going to think we all just died of some natural disaster. So, I mean, it makes you wonder, like, I don't know, have I already been left behind if that's the case? Because this earth surely isn't it doesn't feel like an awakened, loving, kind place right now. Which I realize, for good changes to come, a lot of times there has to be a lot of strife and things like that. But I wouldn't think this is the new earth the way it's going right now. But, I mean, who knows? So, we'll see. But I've always found that concept interesting too, this idea of that we're going to transcend, you know, while still alive to this new place. And they often talk about how we're going to go from being third dimensional beings to either fourth dimensional beings, or some say we're going to skip fourth dimension entirely and we're going to become fifth dimensional beings. And I'm not even really sure what all of that entails or even means, except for they seem to think that we're going to have like more psychic abilities and we're going to be able to speak telepathically, which would be pretty cool. I would like that. And we're not going to have as much violence and strife, and people aren't going to go hungry, and there's not going to be evil running the world and all that kind of stuff, which all of that I'm on board for. Like, I'm totally on board for it, you know, if it were to happen. But I think that it's okay, I guess, to believe that and to hope for it, but I still feel like realistically we need to try to make this place a better place, because we're stuck here for right now, and if this never comes to fruition, we're going to be stuck here even longer. So that's kind of my thoughts on the book. Is it's very interesting if you're into that kind of thing. I really did enjoy reading it, but I'm not sure how much of it's true, obviously. You know, pretty much whenever I read spiritual books, I never know how much of it's really true, but I am one of those people that I like to entertain all possibilities. I always say that I think anything is possible, but that doesn't mean it's probable. And that's kind of my view on a lot of things, but hey, you know, like if we can move on to a better place, I'm all for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and check out the book if that's your type of thing, and I'll talk to you later. So bye.